Now, Donald Trump has announced that he is ending all trade negotiations with Canada in retaliation for a Canadian television advert. The advert, which was shown in Ontario, featured the former President Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs and arguing that they cause job losses and trade wars. Our US correspondent Martha Kellner has the details.
Canada is one of the US's closest trading partners, and so this represents a major, in fact, a total breakdown in negotiations over a trade deal. And some might say it also shows just how fickle the US President Donald Trump can be when it comes to these negotiations, because all of this has broken down over one TV advert. It's an advert which was paid for by the province of Ontario, which is a region of Canada, and it features the voice of Ronald Reagan, a former US president, US Republican president, talking negatively about tariffs, obviously in a completely different context. It was taken from a radio presentation in 1987, but the advert was designed to provoke a reaction. And it's clearly poked the bear, because Donald Trump tonight, taking to Truth Social, he wrote, the Ronald Reagan Foundation has announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. And based on their egregious behaviour, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And he signs off that note, President DJT. Now, Donald Trump has imposed double-digit tariffs on many Canadian exports. He's also repeatedly suggested that Canada should be the 51st state of the US. And obviously, as you might imagine, that has prompted negative reaction in Canada. I've spent some time there. I've seen US products being pulled off the shelves in certain cities in Canada. You know, they're selling Canadianos instead of Americanos. They're cancelling trips that they'd planned, some Canadian people, to the United States. But the US is a hugely important trading partner, the most important trading partner to Canada. And the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has been desperate to try and come to a deal with Donald Trump over trade. He's been trying to repair that relationship. He was in the White House a couple of weeks ago, and just last night he was joking on a TV interview about a baseball game between the Toronto Blue Jays, a Canadian team, and the LA Dodgers, obviously a US team. Well, you'd imagine that his next interaction with Donald Trump, given this news, may not be quite so light-hearted.